I'm doing the beginning of the year book tag. This tag was created by Larry Reads, and it basically just goes over all of the bookish goals you have for the beginning of the year. I don't do a ton of tags normally, except for like the end of the year tag and like the mid-year freak out tag, but I was just feeling very nostalgic today for like old school booktube tags, and this one looked fun and I liked the questions. So number 1, how many books are you planning to read in 2025? I set my goal this year to 100. Now, like my stretch goal would be like 150. I pretty consistently read at least between like 120 and 150 books. So 100 is kind of like an easy goal, but I don't really like think about the number of books that I'm reading throughout the year. I don't really pay attention to it because then I get kind of like stressed out, and then I feel like I'm like reading things just to hit a number. My basic goal on Goodreads is 100, but I more than likely will read a lot more than that. Question 2 is a book you're likely to reread. Last year was actually the first year that I really allowed myself to reread a lot. I typically don't, but I reread a lot of books last year, and a few of them I actually liked more the second time. One of them I liked so much more the second time, it ended up being on my favorites list when it wasn't previously. That was Stolen by the Wolves. So there are a few that I know I want to reread. Number 1 is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, because I want to finish this trilogy, and I read the first book I think in like 2017, so it's been a very long time, and it is one of my all-time favorite books, but I've been very scared to finish the trilogy, mostly because I know I have to reread the first book because there's a lot that I know I've forgotten about it. Another one that I really want to reread is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher, which is my favorite T. Kingfisher book. It's being republished with a brand new cover that is stunning. I already have it pre-ordered, so I do want to reread that. I feel like I will save that one for like a rainy day when I just want something that I know is going to make me very happy. Number 3 is a priority read on your 2025 TBR. As you guys know, I am prioritizing my physical TBR. I'm doing a whole TBR tackle series, but I think I have 2 books on there that right now are like books I for sure know I want to prioritize in the next like couple of months. That is Someone You Can Build a Nest In. I definitely want to read that. I've seen it on so many of my friends' favorites lists of last year, and I just know I'm gonna love it. I think I've been holding off reading it because ever since I first heard about it, I was like, yes, this is a book that's absolutely for me. It's sapphic, monster romance, horror. How could it not be more for me? How could it not be more perfect? And I think that scares me. Scares me a little bit. So many of my friends have loved it, but I'm gonna make it happen, okay? And then the other one that I've also been a little bit scared about. So I guess this question is more, what are books that I've been scared about that I want to push myself to read? But the other one is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This one I've had on my TBR forever, and it gets recommended to me so many times, specifically because I believe one of the main characters has chronic migraines, which is the chronic illness that I have. So it makes me nervous to read it, but I just heard it's amazing and emotional, and I want to push myself to do it. Number 4 is an author you won't be reading any more books from. This is a very scary question because I have to confess something. I'm quitting S.T. Gibson. I'm so sorry. You guys know A Dowry of Blood is one of my all-time favorite books. It has such a special place in my heart. Unfortunately, every other book that I've read from S.T. Gibson is not for me. It's not for me. And I think I just need to quit while I'm ahead and while I'm still preserving my love for A Dowry of Blood. I think I've come to the place of acceptance where I'm like, okay, A Dowry of Blood was an experiment. It was a writing experiment for her. That is not her normal writing style, because her other books feel very similar to each other, and I don't like them. I don't like them. So I'm just gonna stop and just hold on to my love for A Dowry of Blood. Now, if she comes out with something that's in the same style as A Dowry of Blood, will I be sat? Will I be pre-ordering? Will I be tuning in? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. But until then, I think I'm good. The other author that I should have quit a long time ago, but for some reason I keep picking them up, and that's Riley Sager. Why do I keep doing that? I don't know. I'm quitting. I'm done. No more. No more Riley Sager. I haven't liked any of them. The ones that like I enjoyed were like a 3-star, but like a low 3-star. He's also just not the author for me. And I feel like I say this a lot. I get really annoyed that he stole my name. Because listen, before Riley Sager came around town, which his name is Todd, before Todd came around, when people in booktube videos would say Riley, 9 times out of 10, they were probably talking about me. And my ears were perked and I was like, what are they gonna say? What are they gonna say about me? Now, they're probably talking about Riley Sager. So I just see my name everywhere and I'm like, they're talking about Todd? Todd? He stole my name and it makes me mad. And his books aren't even that good. I'm so sorry. Question number 5 is something new you want to read, like a new genre or a new trope. I don't really know that there's anything new that I want to read, like new that I haven't already read. I think I've spread my wild oats. I've read a little bit of everything. Something that I think I want to read more of, and I say this every year, is sci-fi. I want to be a sci-fi girl so bad because when I love sci-fi, I love it. And it's the best thing that I've ever read. It just really intimidates me for some reason. I don't know. I did recently buy a new book that I'm planning on reading soon. It's called The Blighted Stars, which I believe is like a sci-fi romance kind of vibe. It sounds really good. I'm gonna work some sci-fi into my TBR this year. If you have any recommendations for me, let me know. Question number 6 is a popular book you want to read. So 2 that are already on my physical TBR, Serpent of Wings and Night. I really want to read that. I actually started reading it last year, or was it the year before? It might have been the year before. It might have been 2023. I don't remember. I started reading it and I was enjoying it, but then there was some reason why I put it down. I don't remember, but I do want to read that. The other one that's like more of an older popular book is The City of Brass. That is a book that I've been meaning to read for so long. I feel like I don't hear people really talk about it that much anymore, but it was very popular when it came out. And then a newer popular one that I want to read, I'm actually currently reading it, is Blood Over Brighthaven. I'm only 50 pages into it so far, but I'm loving it. I see why everyone else is obsessed. I get it. It's so good. Okay, question number 7 is most anticipated 2025 release. I don't know. I'm gonna pull up my Goodreads. I have a whole shelf on my Goodreads of 2025 books that I am anticipating. I will link the shelf down below if you want to see it. There's over 70 books on here. I'm trying to see if there's one that's like above all the rest that I'm very excited about. Ooh, this one I actually found very recently. It's called Ladies in Hating. And it is a sapphic historical romance. The cover is so cute. It says, a pair of gothic novelists trade rivalry for love in the swoony, steamy sapphic Regency romance. That one sounds very cute. I just added that to the TBR. Ooh, this one, Hungerstone by Kat Dunn. It is a sapphic vampire book, which we know I'm on the hunt for that perfect 5-star sapphic vampire book. This could be it. It looks like it is kind of a reworking of Carmilla, which I did really love Carmilla, and I've still been looking for a Carmilla retelling that I enjoy. Also, this cover is sick. It's so amazing. The River Has Roots by Amal El-Motar, who was one of the authors of This Is How You Lose a Time War, which is one of my all-time favorite books. This one is a novella. It says it is set in a small town of Thistleford on the edge of Faerie about 2 sisters who cannot be separated even in death. I'm also really excited for The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. This is also a vampire book. It says it's set in the American West in 1912 following a Lutheran priest who transcribes the life of a vampire who haunts the fields of the Blackfeet Reservation. I love Stephen Graham Jones, so the fact that he's writing a vampire book, I'm sat. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep going. There's so many. I will link this shelf in the description if you want to look through it. Okay, question number 8 is a bookish goal for 2025. One of my top goals for this year is to mood read more, do more mood reading. Now, don't get me wrong, I love setting a TBR. I love making a TBR. It's very hard to get out of that like TBR mind space. I want to allow myself to mood read in between my TBRs, you know? I don't have to stick to my TBR. If I want to pick up a random book on a random Tuesday, let me pick up that random book on a random Tuesday. That's what I'm saying. And then my other one is to get my physical TBR under 100. I know technically in my TBR tackle series, I'm like, I'm gonna finish my whole TBR this year. Do I think that's realistic? No. No. So my actual, like my ideal outcome of TBR tackle is to get it under 100. I think I'm I'm nearing there. I do think I'm on the trajectory of getting that. Now, if TBR Tackle has to extend a little, who's to say? Who's to say? But I think getting it under 100 would be a really great achievement for me, because I think since I've started BookTube 11 years ago, my TBR has never been that low. Question number 9 is a book that's been on your TBR that you probably won't ever read. This one, I'm gonna change this question because I don't have any books on my TBR that I won't read. I did a whole unhaul process and I really whittled down my physical TBR to things that I'm actively excited to read. So I don't have anything, but books that have been on my TBR for a long time, I do have some of those. Ones that I've been putting off reading. They're both kind of similar. They're like older fantasy books. So number 1 is The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. That one I've had forever. I have a very vivid memory of getting it when I was a freshman in college. We don't need to talk about how long ago that was, okay? And then the other one is The Lies of Locke Lamora. Both of these, in my mind, I pair them together. I relate them together, just because I feel like, I don't know, they're kind of this like style of fantasy that I don't gravitate towards that often, but I do want to read them. I know they're so popular and I've always been curious. Question number 10 is a series you want to read this year. And I also changed this question to series I want to finish because I'm really trying to work my way through all the series that I'm in the middle of. So number 1 series that I am trying to finish is the First Sister series by Lyndon A. Lewis. I have 1 book left and then I'll be done with that one. I want to read Two Twisted Crowns, which is the sequel to One Dark Window. That one's a duology, so I can finish that one very easily. I also want to finish the Mistborn trilogy. I want to finish that trilogy before it's been too long since I read the first book, so I'm hopefully going to read the second book, which is The Well of Ascension, sometime soon. Question number 11 is your auto by author of 2025. And I think as of right now, I only have 1 auto by author who I will buy anything that they write, regardless of genre, regardless of age range, and that is T. Kingfisher. If T. Kingfisher writes it, I will buy it, and I will read it, and I will love it. Even a lot of my other like favorite authors or authors who've written my favorite books, I don't love everything that they've written. Even Seanan McGuire. I love Seanan McGuire. So many of her pen names I love, but then she writes some random books that I'm like, I don't care about that. October Day, don't care about it. Don't care about it. So T. Kingfisher really is the only one that as of right now, she is my auto by author. And I believe she has 1 or 2 books coming out this year. One of them is the 3rd book in her Sworn Soldier series. And then the other one is Hemlock and Silver, which is a reimagining of Snow White, which I'm very excited for that. I love her fairy tale retellings. Question number 12 is a book adaptation you're excited for in 2025. And I feel like I have a bunch. The first 2 are movies, so I'm very excited for the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein. Now, did I like Frankenstein when I read it? No, but I love Frankenstein adaptations and I'm so excited for this one. The cast also looks insane. Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi, I think who is the monster, Mia Goth. Amazing. I'm also very excited for People We Meet on Vacation. Even though of all of the Emily Henry books that I've read, that one is my least favorite. I'm so excited for the movie, and I think the 2 actors who were cast are perfect. Summer I Turned Pretty. Can't wait for season 3. My Life with the Walter Boys. Very excited for season 2. Listen, I am sat for these cheesy teen romance shows. I don't even care. I don't care if they're cringy. I don't care if they're bad. I am sat. I love them. And then I'm also excited for Colpa Nestra, which is the 3rd movie from Colpa Mia and Colpa Tua. Those I also love. So very excited. I think we're being fed this year with the teen drama. Question 13 is a sequel you are anticipating. I'm very excited for the 3rd Emily Wilde book. I think it might be the final one, even though I feel like that series could go on forever and ever and ever. I'm also excited for the sequel to The Tainted Cup, which I read very recently and love. And then Scythe and Sparrow, which is the 3rd Butcher and Blackbird book. Question 14 is bookish things you are leaving in 2024. And I think the number 1 thing that I'm leaving is frivolous hauling. Hauling too many books. Listen, I'm not against buying tons of books. You know what? I'm pro. If I have to make a stance, I'm pro buying books. That is my official stance. I'm pro buying books. I think for me personally, because this is my full-time job, it can get a little out of hand. It can get a little out of hand where I'm like, just buy. And then I have so many books that are just sitting on my shelves forever. I really think that my, like, doing TBR tackle has made me reevaluate my habits in terms of buying books. And it's not that I want to buy less books. That's not my goal. It's I want to be more intentional with it. And I think the past like 9 months, I really have been. Like when I do buy a new book, it's something that I am planning to immediately read, and then I do immediately read it. There are very few books that I've bought in the past 6 months that are like just sitting on my shelves. So I think that is kind of my, like what I want to leave in 2024 is I just want to be more intentional with what I am buying. Honestly, like that is just kind of a goal throughout everything, not just books. I said this in one of my past videos, but my goal for this year is to buy a house. So I am just being a lot more intentional with how I'm spending my money. Question 15 is what to expect from this channel. I want to say I know what you can expect. I don't. This next year is just going to be very much chaotic for me. I'm going to be moving around. I'm going to move several times over the next year. What you can expect is the unexpected. What you can expect is, I don't know, okay? I don't know, you can expect vlogs, lots of vlogs, more TBR tackle episodes, some little casual, like spend the day with me vlogs, maybe moving content, maybe not. I don't know. Expect the unexpected. That's what you can expect. Question 16 is how has your reading taste evolved from last year? I don't know that it's evolved. I do think I'm re-entering my romance era. I was kind of dabbling last year, and this year I'm gonna go full force in my romance era, reading tons of romance. I think what happened is I overdid it on romance for many years, and I kind of got sick of it, and I needed a little break, and I took a little break, and now I'm coming back into my romance era, and I know more what I like and what I don't like, and I just want to read cute little fluffy romances, little rom-com moments. Number 17 is bookish creators that inspire you. Definitely the number one person who inspires me is Sarah from Sarathon and H. Not only is she my real life bestie, she is also my like project manager in that there is not a single thing that you guys see on this channel that I have not consulted her for and gotten her opinion. I really value her opinion, and I feel unable to do anything now without getting her opinion. Other people that inspire me, Gavin from Gavin Reads It All. There is nobody else who I will watch a 4-hour booktube video from. Also, lately, my booktube obsession has been Heather McLary. I found her channel recently and binged so many of her videos, and I'm obsessed. I love her. Her vibe is amazing. There's something so just like cozy and comforting about her videos, and it really feels like you're on FaceTime with her, and I'm like, yes, we're besties. I don't know her, never spoken to her in my life, but we're besties. That's how I feel watching her videos, and I love them. So that is the end of this book tag. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a little butterfly emoji. I don't know why, I just want to see butterflies in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!